What's going on, everybody? It's the Green Gamer once again. I thought I might take you guys to court by playing Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. I may have gotten that name wrong. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. That's right, that's how it's pronounced. Either way, last time we left off, actually we haven't played this in about a month. So I don't really remember where I left off. I think it was after Damon Gant got out of the courtroom with him, I think. I do remember having a hard time with him. Who knows? Who knows? I don't remember. I don't think anybody else will either. Either way, let's go. Objection. Overruled. Let's see. Continue. Rise from the ashes, day 3. The trial former? Wait. So where am I? Because I don't remember. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. Oh god, I'm not out of the courtroom yet? Okay. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters. All-nighters? Is she going nanners? Maybe. It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. So I struck a plea bargain. I wonder. No, I can't view everything from OBS as long as the game's open. Yeah, 1 second. Oh man, I can't do it that way. Dude, if I press that button, it's gonna unalive me. I'll try another time. Okay, whatever. I guess I could do it this way, maybe. Go there, do that. Press this button. That button. Okay, that might work. Yeah, just give me a second, okay? Whatever. Okay, there we go. That'll work! Okay. What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But, Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. I found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. Okay, hold on. As I said, I don't remember much about what we were doing in this last time. How about take a look at the court record to get back up to speed, maybe. Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. Piece is missing. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Goodman's lost item report, a half-written document dated 2/20. Okay, you know what? Moving on. Trace evidence. A blood-stained fingerprint, to be exact. You do understand what this means, don't you? We have to play the cards we are dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Yeah, I will do what I have to do. Okay, so yeah, I'm not out of the courtroom yet. Kinda thought I was. But then again, I don't even remember. Get pissy all you want, Edgeworth. Take your ass down. Okay. Victim Bruce Goodman was slain at both places at the same time. That's right, okay. No. Okay, no, I'm getting back to it now. Body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should process will reveal itself. What? He sounds so on top of things. To be honest, he sounds so... innocent, maybe? That's supposed to be an admiral trait, maybe. Let the trial resume. Is it gonna be Jake Marshall? Yeah, I need to blame the VO pod. Okay, Officer Meekins. Will the witness please state its name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is... that would be murderer, sir. What we'd like to... What? What you call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am a part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir! Yeah, he's got lots of enthusiasm, doesn't he? Okay. Okay, although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. He doesn't know if he did it or not. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto. Sir. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. He knocked me upside the head. Really. Yeah, that didn't seem like enough. Okay. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Tell me more. You work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? In charge of hiring new recruits. Yeah, I agree. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. That's all? The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Right, that thing. Was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. That's it? Yeah, very important. The awards ceremony finished that day. There were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Okay. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. A suspicious man? Wait. Parking lot? No, that's not the one. Scene of stabbing of a detective at the... Check it real quick. No, that won't do anything. Okay, no, I've got nothing to present. Objection? I agree. Also, hello, chat member. Alright, in order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Yeah, it's not on there. What? Is it 77 set? Oh. But the number 4989596. It was used twice. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger into the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to get him from, or after everything settled down. I see. Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, so now I've got more info. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. Tell me more. Can you please tell us exactly what happened? A knife? With me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Yeah, I agree, Phoenix. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you'd just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it. Hold on. Fought for my life. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. There are no prints on it. Allegedly dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. I don't think he did it. No. No, he couldn't have done it. Alright, tell me more. I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Must have been desperate. Yeah, probably. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. Wait, of your blood? Oh, right, his hands hurt, right. He punched me right in the face. That's a lie. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. No, that couldn't be possible. Fought for my life, then I did it. Whacked me in the head, and then I was whacked awake. No, he couldn't have done it. His prints... No, he took the knife. Oh, wait, no, this is Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Is he talking about this one? It's possibly that one. Alright, tell me more about this one. About what time did you regain consciousness? But how am I supposed to know that? The officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. It's nice that you recovered. Yeah, really. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Right, the Blue Badger. Return him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Sir? Was that all I was supposed to do? Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Oh? Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. If that's the case, then what the fuck? Ah! I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Didn't do what Edgeworth said. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. He's quite the tough officer, isn't he? Video of the real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Uh... What the hell was that ringling piece of plywood? I don't think he's talking about that. In the evidence room in some sort of... Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? He couldn't have done it. He was already out by the time his hand was hurt. Okay, his face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there is no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activation lock. These locks ensure that each locker can be opened by the detective it belongs to. The victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Yeah, me neither, Phoenix. But everything begins with contradictions. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. He's not wrong. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman. Tell me more about that. You never actually saw Goodman's face. I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen in it. Yeah, only you could have. If I had to label your stares as disturbing, or... You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you were positive it was him. He opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Hold on. Indicator lamp lights up when it opens. Yeah, this is telling me a lot. Okay, tell me more. Is there no other way to open them? I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to requested fingerprints. Is the man who opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints? Then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker. Is that right? Was it? Wait. No, it couldn't have been. The locker's already open. No, the light turns on when it's opened. Oops. The indicator light lights up when it's open. Well... Oh, damn it. Just move on. God damn it. Detective Goodman's locker. No, it couldn't have been. The locker was already open. The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. It's romantic troubles? Really? No one else could have unlocked it. The most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. If I may say something, sir! Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body. My unsettled state can testify enough to this. Sir. No, there is a lie. Yes. There is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Maybe it was already open. Yes, it does. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction. How did he ever become an officer? I agree. Where is the contradiction? Stop. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. Beep! The light turns on and the lock is released. Very limited, of course. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Why is the light already on? Let's rewind to a little earlier. It's already lit. It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system, which means it wasn't on the system at the time. Sort of. I guess that's the way to put it. The locker is automatically locked. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Ha! Yeah. Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Why wasn't the locker locked? Yeah, does she have an answer? She is scientific. Maybe it was jammed? Something that seems out of place in the video? Oh, fuck. The locker wasn't locked. Point out the cause. Fuck. Rewind a little. Oh, that's right, that's where it starts. Okay, now play it. Yeah, there goes Mr. Goodman. Oh! Right there! I saw that. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Yeah, there was something jammed in it. He could have opened it at any point. Or, I guess it was already open, but whatever. It's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances. Okay, no. Yeah, it wouldn't have fallen out. Well, maybe, but I don't know. The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. But if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Katie. Anyways. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Two out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle. Instead of the door closing... Okay, moving on. it would need to be an insulator. There just might have been something that fits the description. An insulator? Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. An insulator. Possibly... Maybe it's why this is broken. At the crime scene. Okay, whatever. Continuing. By insulator, do you mean... Did I just win? It's only been half an hour. What was this insulator that was stuck in the locked door or locker door? Thin enough to fit and rubber blocks electricity? Yeah, you're not wrong. That could have been it. But it would still need an insulator, maybe. Oh wait, no, they didn't say it was the glove yet. Okay, just put it in there. Yeah, no one mentioned the glove yet, so yeah, okay. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. Let me turn a light on real quick. Now it's getting... Alright. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But this isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Are we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman? It couldn't have been. Well then what was he doing in the trunk of your car, Edgeworth? Tell us, Meekins. Yeah, mystery man number 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Hold on. The record. Where's the record? Wait. It was entered at the same time. Oh, that just means that there could have been a problem there. I don't know. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card. Used at 5:14 is that of the victim. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Oops. Special cases. Okay, that's kind of understandable. Okay. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. The investigator's ID card found at prosecutor's office crime scene. Wait! The prosecutor's office, which was the crime scene, or a crime scene. $584. Oh, don't present it. Right, Bruce Goodman's. Okay, I guess I'm just trying to contradict myself at the moment. Let's see. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Solid as stone. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? As we've seen, does the ID card's number match the record? 5842189. 58421. Yeah, they match. Okay, as we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. To enter the evidence room, you must use their ID card. Keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Yeah, maybe. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? The remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. When it's used, there's a record of it. Tell it, come on, let us know it all. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. His name is on there? The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. Nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Let's take a look at that record again. Yeah, Miles Edgeworth. $8730579. Fuck. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. So then how did he know? If he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Yeah, me too. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so there has to be a contradiction somewhere. One must use their ID card. Wait. Bruce Goodman's at the crime scene. Oh, right. Yeah, it was the, evidence room. I couldn't have had anything to do with that. They entered at the same time, so... I don't know. No, the record says they entered at the same time, but... Let's see, 5:14... Then there's Goodman. Still 5:14. He opens the locker. Okay. No, I can understand that one now. Alright. No, I couldn't have anything to do with the time. Oh, no, not that one. So it would have to have something to do with either the record or maybe Bruce or Goodman's ID. At the time of the crime, the detectives had used his card. The time of the crime, that was 4 p.m. Hour and a half of 4 p.m. So it would have been 5:30, so to speak. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. "4 p.m. And the record shows he used it at, what was it again? 5:14. Ah, fuck. Right, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So it would have been 5:30, but he used this card at 5:14. No, he died at 5:30. No, that wouldn't be logical. Oh, he could have used it at 5:14, so he died by 5:30. So yeah. Yabba dabba, okay. Okay. Nah, I couldn't have had anything to do with that. No. I could only think it would have something to do with the ID record. Take a look at this again. Right, he opens it, the glove falls. Meekins shows up. Gets stabbed. No, he gets knocked out, right. Wait! And then Meekins is gone. Oh, it started over. Oh, never mind. Huh. Right. Don't we all just love a good puzzle? Look, I'm thinking, okay? Maybe... Wait. What did this say again? Name Bruce Goodman, 221. His ID card, or the ID number, it's not on there. Maybe he wasn't alive at the time and he couldn't put it on there. Or was murdered when he did it? 221. Yeah, he might. Oh, I see. Okay. No, his number should have been on there. If that was the case, if it was really him. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. The other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Yeah, he was at the prosecutor's office, not the evidence room, right. Very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Something important enough to fill out this report. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Bravo! At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. The locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. The victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. Yeah, it has to be. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. No, it doesn't. That pool of blood was Meekins. Exactly what you're gone to such lengths to prove. At 5:15 on the day of the crime. The real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? Who indeed? This trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Object. It showed an imposter. Large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Maybe the defense needs to prepare one. Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? A certain Texan. Jake Marshall. To be honest, I had a feeling it had something to do with him in the first place. He's the only one that hasn't talked for much. Oh no, wait, he's done testimony. Just not good testimony. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Take a 30-minute recess while he was imparted. Ugh. Yay, recess! February 24th, 11:32. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Not entirely, but almost there. You didn't ask for it, but you got it. You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Yeah, we usually gotta invite a clown to funerals. Anyways, you better be, pal. Hey. What? I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. What could she possibly be requesting? You might do well to read them. Files for the Joe Dark killings. Solved 2 years ago. Maybe they weren't solved. Why is your name in here? Was it her fault? Don't tell me Emma did all of that. Two years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth, Lana, and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial. What? Well, let me look at it too. Come on. Incident number SL9. The perpetrator was Joe Dark. The crime was a serial murder. The sentence was death. Victims: Jeb Bates, Edith Kirby, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss. Wait. Neil Marshall? Trial date. Head prosecutor was Edgeworth. Emma, Lana. The head investigator was Bruce Goodman, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. Executive investigators was Damon Gant, Lana Skye. I see. Maybe it's time to open it back up. Yippee-ki-yay, as they say. He's a patrolman. Well, then why was he head investigator? As for my name, you can listen hard enough. You can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. According to the papers, partner. A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Day of the crime. Let me turn it up a little. Okay. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. Yeah, I don't like his attitude either. Piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. 2 security systems? Security cameras and the ID card. Even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yeah, what about those? Job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. Tell me more. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who, enters the recordings. Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Erasing a part of his life? Oh, really? So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. It's not his style. Make rounds 3 times a day. Oh, I don't have evidence to back that up. Okay, no desperado I know lets rules get in his way. Phoenix has a point. What desperado joins the police force? I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. I can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. You didn't know about the fingerprint locking. If I remember right, I was at a straight side saloon at the time it went down. A street side saloon? Spaghetti? You abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles. Sounds like a job I'd like to do. That's one way to put it. If you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Wait. The print has been wiped. Right. If he had never been in there, then why are his fingerprints on there? I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. The room's protected by 2 security systems anyways. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Keep a wary eye on the Bone Orchard. Oops. Maybe it's that one? No, his fingerprints wouldn't have been on there if he hadn't been in there at any time. Did it have a time on it? No. No, it didn't. It has to have something to do with his prints. My job was to keep a wary eye on that Bone Orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day. Rooms protected by 2 security systems. Remember right, I was at a street side saloon. He couldn't have been there. Then why would his fingerprints be on there? Doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. Explain yourself, partner. Yippee-ki-yay! You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Once a month? Yeah, how does he not... How is he not fired? Okay, it's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. But he didn't know about the lock. The blood was wiped away. However, luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? What? Yes, tell us. Blood-stained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know? The murderer was wearing gloves. I had nothing to do with it. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Yeah, I just noticed the mic was off. Sitting here talking to myself. Okay, on the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. Wanna know why? The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Are you sure? They are as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfasts, while the other's a type of murder. The murderer was wearing gloves. How do you know that? Maybe a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. However, no fingerprints were detected on the handprint. It's just food for the buzzards. So it's meaningless. That's what he's saying, I guess. Maybe there's something else in the video that maybe has his trail completely there. Places you can't see. Was there something on his locker? The camera's panning back and forth, the floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Maybe there is evidence in it. I think they're just asking for blind spots. Or you might wind up being the one making a mistake. Let's have another look at the video. No. Looking for something new. Wait. His face is kind of covered. Hmm. Does it start over? Yeah, it does. Right, I already knew that. Fuck. Maybe it does have something to do with his part. Like, his face is covered. God damn it. I think it's this part. Shit. How's that for evidence? Oh, fuck. Not a bad man, just a bit delusioned. No, this is the one that's reacting to her. This gotta be in here somewhere. something. Rewind a little. Wait. Something's different. Is it? Oh, no, it's not. God damn it. Right. Wait. No, wait, what was that? No, there was something off over here. Could go a little faster than that. Come on. Oh my god. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget. Sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less. Lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Yeah, that took a moment to figure out. The white cloth, it's gone. When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. It could have meant you opened it completely. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. There was no other choice but to choose yours, asshole. You're the only person who can open that locker. Let's see. It was, yeah, it would be that one. Yeah, the fingerprint sensor. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Crazy enough to get you fired, maybe? The locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. What do you have to say in 8 words or less? Yeah, come on, Marshall. Jerk it. Is this a joke? It's the worst I've ever had. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. Have a look at these floor plans. Certainly. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Uh-oh. Yeah, where was Officer Marshall? Maybe he was here? Right, he knocked out Meekins. Okay. Wait, no. Maybe he was there. That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. The victim in the video is Officer Marshall. Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Asked him to show his card. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Imagination? Oh, shut the fuck up. It was you. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. Ha! Oh, what a douchebag. Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside. Right, he was trying to clean up blood. That's what the cloth is for. Obviously. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Show us why the witness had to open it. Yeah, he had blood on him, so... Yeah, right there, he doesn't have anything on him. Yeah, right there. Meekins must have hurt him. So now he needed to clean up some blood. You disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Wait, the coat? Well, the coat. White cloth. What? No, I'm a little confused now. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I see. It's quite the story, or as they say, a confession. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. No, no, no. Cut on your hand's not gonna do that. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Tell me more. Do you even have to ask, partner? 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It is going to completely end with the transferal that day. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? Don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Wait, was he? He said he was the lead detective on it? Trial date, witnesses, executive investigators, Lana, Damon. No, he wasn't. The head investigator's dead. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Oh! Oh, that's because he wanted to... Oh, right. Okay. Now I get it. If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. Left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. Is that right, Officer Marshall? No matter how well you disguised yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Why? Oh, right, getting found out. pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. Only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. He sure is. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. Threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. Is that... Ow. Is that right? So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. Wait, why did he do his homework? If he could have just gotten out of there. Ow. Like Meekins was unexpecting. Well, I guess there's more ways to get ready for your crime scene, I guess. I don't know. You bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. Officer Meekins doing during that time. Wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. The blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Didn't Gumshoe say... Yeah, Gumshoes. Didn't he say he had to take it or something? Like they just moved it over to him or something? I can't remember. I'm also free to decide if I... No. Stealing a detective's ID! Injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? But the case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. Okay. Take a look at it again. Let's see. It must have something to do... Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Marshall? Maybe this? Marshall, Jake Marshall, Neil Marshall. Maybe that's why he's concerned about it. Maybe like a brother or something? Someone in the family? I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Two years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Yeah, now Edgeworth has it. Handled the SL9 case before I did. He was killed. Oh, he is his brother. Okay. Investigating the murders with Damon Gantz, the then Deputy Chief of Police. Group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Arranged and incarcerated, the case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. Couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. No one could have beaten him in that fight. More to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Right. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office. This fake murder was going on at the police department. means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Only one person could have committed the crime. Lana Skye. There's no time for yesterday, Phoenix. There's yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Yeah, maybe. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The testimony of one Miss Angel Starr. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. There you go. There has to be something else to it. Well, technically, she's the one that gave him the case. All I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, the officer marshal was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. No, but I figured it, if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. Ran over there and looked at it again. No, really. Maybe she found something correctly. Those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Yeah, why do I have to figure it out? Come on. Does any reasonable doubt remain? Kinda. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered here. Is there a problem with this? Maybe. I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be guilty. I mean, it was during the killing. Wait a minute. What about... There was something there at the time. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Yeah, there is quite a bit of evidence, isn't there? Which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? It could be the blue badger. It was there. Then how did the print get there? The blue badger, mascot of the blue police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Really? The blue badger is not there. So watch what happens when we put him in. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot. That means it can't be done. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Yeah, having a faulty issue right there with Meekins. Cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time was before the blue badger was even there. Someone bled prior to the struggle between, or shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Yes! So his fingerprint was used before, or... Fuck, how do I want to say that? No, he opens the locker. Then something got put there. Then he was killed. And then something? Oh shit. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. It was when he was killed. Or, I guess that's what I'm trying to prove. Another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece? Come on, this isn't an anime. Will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? It would have had to have been his ID. Wait. Wait. Oh no, that's the 21st. What about this one? Shit. Maybe it does have something to do with the record. Because of this part. Oh, for the love of God. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. Yeah, there's one that's unexplained. At 4:50, yeah, when he went in there. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be that one. No? 4:40? No, you're looking at the wrong one. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. But the real murderer, it would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. The crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. And there's one other record on there. Yeah, lucky number 7. Oh, talk about a lucky number. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. He was already dead. Find out whose ID number is 7777777. Unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. Belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Oh man. Damon Gant? We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, yeah. No, Damon Gant. Yeah, he was, what is he again? Yeah, Chief of Police. Yeah, he's up there. I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted, with your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Your own little executive. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Maybe? Felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Just what are you saying? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Even if it involved forging evidence, so there are still loose ends to it. I suppose that's it. Let's see. It's been 2.5 hours. I think it moves on to another investigation, but I think I'm out of the courtroom for a little while. Yeah, day 3 investigation. Okay. Well, it's already been 2.5 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Gives this a little more time to do, I suppose. Yeah. Now I press the back button and I'm going back into the game. I'm gonna go ahead and just close that. So who did it? Was it Lana? I don't know. Could have been someone else. They're forging evidence. How are we supposed to know? It's all a mystery. So I'm guessing the SL9 incident would have to be reopened. Possibly. It kind of sounds like Joe Dark still did it, but I don't know. Maybe it was someone else. Who knows for sure? We just gotta finish the game to find out. I do believe this is the last case. If I'm thinking correctly. Let me take a look. Is it? Oh yeah, it is the last case. We just need... Oh man. There's only 2 more segments left. Okay. So we might as well finish the game on the next one. I think. Figure it all out on the next stream of Ace Attorney. I do believe it's only investigation, and then we just solve the whole case right there. Either way, I'm having fun with it, sort of. A lot of reading. It is Ace Attorney. It's all about puzzles for the most part, and I guess intricate storytelling. All right. We'll figure it out on the next one. Alright, if you liked what you saw today, then why don't you shoot me a like? If you liked it even more, how about a subscription? If you want to have a chat sometime, come join the Discord. Link to that's in the description below. All in all, this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's also been TheGreenGamer. Hope you liked tonight. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See ya.